Hello booktube, this is Aaron from Aaron Read a Book or Aaron Read a Book, and I've got a tag to do. I haven't done a tag in ages, so I felt like I needed to do one, and I couldn't resist Gareth from Book Songs and Other Magics, the Muppet Book Tag, because I used to play a lot of online gaming when I was younger, and still a little bit now. But I was in a Counter-Strike clan called The Muppet Show, or TMS we were called. And I used to play on a server that had lots of people from Europe in it. And every 6 months or so we would all meet up and sort of game together and play cards and get drunk above a pub in Nottingham. And it was great times. And so me and my Muppet Show clan used to meet up. My brother was also in it, so for many years, me and my brother were both called by our Muppet names. I was Rizzo and he was Scooter. So I have a lot of affection for the Muppets, and I was named after one for a while. But Rizzo's not in this, nor is Scooter. What are you doing, Gareth? They're the best. But I'm going to do the tag anyway. This is a great idea. It's all based on obviously the characters of the individual Muppets. And we start with the main man himself, Kermit. Name a book with a great leader. I'm going to go with a book series I've just finished, which is Boudica by Amanda Scott. And obviously the great leader is Boudica, who's known as Briaca in this. Boudica's more of a title because it means bringer of victory. So she's an interesting leader as well, in that one thing I noticed, she doesn't really give like big speeches or anything before a battle. She leads more by example and being like a just complete badass. And also she's born to leadership in a way, because the very start of this book, not really a spoiler, her mother is killed, who is the leader of the Iceni, and she's just a child, and she kills her mother's killer as a child. What a great way to become a leader. Muppet number 2, Fozzie Bear. Name a book that makes you laugh. I'm going to go with Lucky Jim by Kingsley Amis. You can see this edition is kind of one of those nice hardbacks you get in the UK. I don't know if you get them at other places. But what really I loved about this book is I just bought it because I liked the look of this this hardback. I think it was like £1 or something, and I didn't know who Kingsley Amis was. I didn't even know it was a comedy or anything like that, so it was just a completely random buy that I went and bought, and it's hilarious. It's about a university lecturer, and it's kind of from his point of view, and it's just a very kind of ridiculous English humour. I highly recommend it. But yeah, very funny book, Lucky Jim. For a long time it was the funniest book I'd ever read, and then I discovered P.G. Wodehouse. But it's in the same sort of vein as P.G. Wodehouse. Number 3, Animal, one of my favourite Muppets, has to be said. Name a book that is unpredictable. I struggled with this one a little bit because I was thinking, should I pick something with a twist in it? But then I don't like even knowing there's a twist in things, so I decided instead to just go for a bit of a bonkers book, and I've chosen To Your Scattered Bodies Go by Philip Jose Farmer. This book is just really weird. I buddy read it with Gavin from Genre Books, and it was a great one to buddy read just because how mad it was. First of all, it's like this real life character, Sir Richard Francis Burton. He was like an explorer and a linguist and stuff, and he dies and wakes up next to a river with a lot of other naked bald people, and there's these weird mushroom things that give them food, and there's people from all eras of history, and they all wake up in this new world, and every time they die they re-wake up in the river world, and there's just mad stuff in this that you could never predict, like Nazis turn up and stuff, and Alice in Wonderland and stuff. It's weird, but it's a really fun book. But yeah, it's definitely not predictable. Next, Statler and Waldorf. Name a book that had to win you over. This one, I'm going to go with Middlemarch, because I think I must have started this book 4 or 5 times before I actually read it all the way through, and I would pick it up and then kind of become intimidated by how many characters there are and stuff, and the beginning and George Eliot's language is quite difficult to get a grasp of, but once you're in, I just think it's an amazing book. It's one of my favourite books ever, so I ended up loving it, but it did take me several attempts, and I think I'm not alone in this, and I always, if I see people struggling with it or about to start it, I will sort of warn them that I struggled, but eventually very rewarding. Muppet number 5, Ernie. Name a character that is innocent or naive or both. I'm going to go with the book I'm reading at the moment today, which is Mansfield Park's Fanny Price. Definitely an innocent character, perhaps naive as well. I think one of the reasons Mansfield Park is not generally one of the more popular Jane Austen books is because the main character, Fanny Price, is a sort of sweet, innocent character who's surrounded by people taking advantage of her and being not very nice to her, and she's kind of a bit of a prude, really, and doesn't stand up for herself very much. So I think a lot of people don't like that about Fanny Price in this book, but I kind of think that makes it more rewarding when things go her way. But yeah, definitely an unusual main character for Jane Austen. Muppet number 6, Gonzo the Great. Name a book that defies simple genre definitions. I did try to think about this one for quite a long time, but I can't get away from science fiction, because science fiction often blends genres and things, and I've picked The Pastel City by M. John Harrison, which is kind of like a Don Quixote type story with horses and knights and chivalry and things, but also with strange sci-fi machines and barren wastelands and sort of metallic flying eagles and things. So it's really a kind of blending of classic medieval type things with science fiction. Very good book though, and very short and beautifully written book. Muppet number 7, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Name a book with a great concept. I'm going to go with an author who is known for his concepts, and that is John Scalzi, and probably his most successful and famous book, Old Man's War. He's never a sort of 5-star read for me, John Scalzi, but I like his sense of humour and his concepts, and they're always just a fun thing to read. Old Man's War is probably the best book I've read by him. I think I've only read 3 or 4, but the concept in this is that when you get old and want to retire, the main character in this is 75, I think, and his wife's died. You can volunteer for the army, and they basically pump you full of chemicals and things and give you a young enhanced body. And the deal is, if you survive 2 years in this sort of space wars, you get like a bit of land to live on, and you get to stay young and things. So it's quite an interesting concept in that you go to war with all your knowledge and experience, rather than sort of jarheads, 17 or 18-year-olds going in. So it's a fun concept, and he has other interesting ones like Lock-In and Red Shirts and things that have interesting concepts. Dr. Teeth, name a character that lights up the scene and makes you smile. This one I fought for ages trying not to pick either Antonia from Willa Cather, My Antonia, or Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables, and I fought for ages, and then I just decided it is just Anne Shirley, isn't it? I think Anne Shirley is the ultimate light up a scene character, and always makes me smile. Yeah, if you haven't read Anne of Green Gables, I highly recommend it. Anne is an orphan that a couple adopt almost by mistake because they want a boy, but they instantly fall in love with Anne and can't send her back to the orphanage. And she is also, she does light up the room. She's always very happy and positive and stuff, but at the same time she is a bit of a menace as well. She will fall through roofs and things and mess things up. But yeah, there's lots of hijinks as well, but she's a great character. And unlike a lot of characters like that, you get to see her grow up and become an adult and stuff in the series. Muppet number 9, Rowlf the Dog. Name a character that's laid back and copes with all the chaos around them. Again, I couldn't pick anyone other than Jeeves. That is the actual definition of Jeeves from the Jeeves and Wooster series. He is the cool, calm, collected butler who is smart as a whip and witty, and Bertie Wooster is sort of an idiot, but a bumbling idiot who gets in all sorts of hijinks with his other bumbling idiot friends, and Jeeves always has to clean up the mess. Like I said earlier, the funniest author I've ever read. He's great. Number 10, final question. The Muppets. Name a book with a great found family. I'm going to go with a book that I read a long time ago, well before I joined BookTube, and I don't think I've ever spoken about it before, but it's a great fun book, and that is The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. And this is kind of a fantasy, feels quite a little bit of Discworldy, where you've got this sort of big city element to it as well. And this is actually about an orphan, Loch Lamora, and he joins a group called the Gentleman Bastards, who are, you can tell from their name, not necessarily up to so much good, but it's a very good, funny and interesting book. I highly recommend if you like fantasy. It was massive on BookTube, wasn't it, years ago? But yeah, really good book. I'm going to tag some Muppets as well. I don't know if I should say it, because in England, I don't know if this is true in America as well, Muppet is kind of a light-hearted insult. Like when someone's being a bit of an idiot, you're like, you Muppet. But I'm going to tag some newer booktubers. I'm going to tag Elizabeth As I Lay Reading. I don't know if Elizabeth does tags, but she could try one. I'm going to tag Riff Raff's Reading Renaissance, who is a very new booktuber, only done a couple of videos, so again probably hasn't done any tags, but if you want to do a tag, you can do this one if you want, but you don't have to. I'm also going to tag Fika and Fiction. I think Linnea, I don't know how to say her name. She's Swedish. I think she does do tags, so if you want to do this one, here's another one. And lastly, I'm going to tag Molly from the Reading Hour. Molly might have also already been tagged. And Molly's not that new, but under 6 months, that counts. So that you're all tagged. And if you haven't checked out these channels, check them out. Have a good one, BookTube. Bye.